All right, everybody, we're back to my little project I had in a previous video of what I was trying to do here. A friend of mine's daughter saw this right here, this Corona bottle melted into a serving tray where you can put peanuts, pretzels, whatever, and serve them. Kind of cool. She said, well, can you make me one with this one? And I explained last time, you can't because this is actually a label. This is painted on, this is a label. So, trying to help her just come up with some ideas. So what I did first was cut the top off and made a nice drinking glass. Y'all saw that. Actually, when I peeled one of these labels off, because I had to take a picture, because I'll tell you about that in a minute. But when it came off, it was still really, really sticky. I heated it up under the faucet. It was really, it peeled off pretty good, but it was super sticky. But look at that. This is an old wine bottle that I cut off. But it made a really nice glass, too, using that. So that's a possibility. Just some ideas. Coming up with this label, trying to see what we can come up with. But what we can do is melt 3 clear bottles, 3 of these bottles here clear. I took that label off, took a good picture of it, and what we're going to try to do is 2 things. One, I got some what they call water slide paper, and they make this so you can print it on an inkjet printer, and you can actually attach it to anything, like cups, saucers, candles, whatever you want to attach it to. And I'm hoping we can attach it to this on the inside right here. So that'll be one thing we can do. The other thing we can do is go ahead and heat it up so that the glue behind these is still good. Peel it off, cut it off, and actually attach the label to the inside of these. And I think that'll work too. So I got 2 different potential methods we're going to try and see what happens. We'll do this glass as a test. I'm going to put a water slide on back, and I got the other one front. So we'll run it through the maybe hot wash, just see how both of them hold up. So do a little experimenting and see what we can come up with. First thing we'll do right now is I'm gonna go ahead and cut another little glass out of this by putting this up here, scoring this all the way around. Y'all saw me, I actually used a candle before, heated up a little bit, stuck it in the cold wood and popped right off. So we're gonna use a candle again this time. Now that glass right here, I think I did a video on that. It worked perfect. It just hot, cold, popped right off, but this one did not for some reason, so we're going to do the little candle trick on this one, so let's get started right now. All right, I still got it set up in the same place I did before, tight down good. Want to put good pressure on it and keep it pushed against this so that it doesn't sway back and forth. Now, I think we got a pretty good handle on it. You can probably hear it scoring that glass. I'm keeping it pushed to the right so that it doesn't shift over at all. I wanted to end up at the same place here, hopefully. Perfect. It did perfect. I like it. All right, now let me go ahead and get the cold water out and the candle, and we'll see if we can't pop that off. All right, this worked before, so we're going to try it again. I got the candle out here where I can actually get a good bead going around it. I want to keep it moving. I don't want to get too much heat in one spot for sure. We'll get this thing heated up a little bit. Let's see if I can feel it heating up. Man, not much. But this is a little thermal expansion on the glass, and then we'll put that cold and hopefully pop it off. Oh, there it goes. And we have a perfect break. That is pretty awesome right there. That works great. All right, y'all saw my previous video. I do a belt on that and do 2 different grits on this to clean it all nice and smooth. It looks great. All right, next thing we're going to try is a water slide paper. So I got to actually take the picture, do a little manipulation, print it out on one of these sheets, cut it out, and see how it sticks to this first. I got to get 1 more of these bottles cleaned off. So I have 3 clear bottles to put in my kiln, glass kiln, and melt 3 of these together clear. And we'll try that too. So we got a lot of work to do here. Stay tuned. I'll get back with you after I get some of this other stuff set up. Here we go. All right, we got this part down to a science now. What we do is we take 220 grit right here and go all the way around. Puts a nice edge all the way around this glass so it's nice and smooth. And then after that, we'll change this out with 600 grit and go around. I think it's 600. Let's see what we got here. Pretty sure it's 600 though. And it puts a shiny, I mean, you can like regular glass finish on when I run that around there. So anyway, pretty cool. Let's get started right now. Done. Turned out perfect, slick, beautiful. Now the next project will be to take 3 of these in my glass kiln and melt them together, and then get the water slide paper and see if it'll go in there good. So we got to work on that next. It'll take all night for these bottles to in the kiln to go together. It takes about 10-12 hours by the time, because you gotta heat up slow and bring it down slow, because glass will crack if you don't. But anyway, we gotta go ahead and take this one, clean this one out, take the label off that one, and get ready. All right, it'll be tomorrow before I finish one up, so stay tuned. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, before I stick this in the kiln, I just want to show you this mold. You put 3 bottles in. The mold specified to put 3 bottles in like that. They sit right next to each other. And as these bottles slump down and start to melt, they actually fuse together in here, just like you see on this one, and creates a nice, cool serving tray. I think it's pretty cool. But what we'll have to do is, once it slumps down, we'll see if we can put those labels on here like this. Not like this. We're going to use the water slide and see what it does. Anyway, let's get this in the kiln and get it cooking tonight. And about 10-12 hours, we'll check it out. Stay tuned. All right, what we have here is the transfer paper printed out with the labels on it, same size as the original. The next thing we have to do is spray it with some clear paint here, so that once you stick it on there, I guess it's got some glue behind it, but the back peels off and it sticks to the glass, and this will keep it the ink safe from water and whatever when you spray the front of it. So that's what we're getting ready to do now. I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 hands to do this though. So anyway, you get the idea, and then I'll show you the rest of the process. All right, we got a nice, good, shiny, clear coat of paint on top of that ink that came out of the printer there. So that's sealed now. So now we gotta let this get good and dry, and then we're gonna cut these labels out and install them on the fused bottles we made. All right, let's go get the fused bottles at the kiln. All right, first thing you do is soak this for 30 minutes. Oh, I see it starting to come off. You need to position it where you want it to go. On it like that. And then you remove the underneath transfer. Then you gotta get all the bubbles out from underneath of it. Switch it around. I guess it's got some glue on it here. Let's get if you got a squeezy to press it out, that'd be good. I do not have one handy, but we can use a little paper towel here to do it, I think. Let's see if we can kind of push it, get all the air out of it. It's looking good, not bad. Whoa, she is going to take a little bit to dry. Looks like it's still maneuverable. You can actually still shift it around on here for now. And it looks like it's got some creases right here. We'll try to get all that out. We're kind of practicing on this before we do the actual bottle. I'm going to show you that in just a second here. Let me get this best I can. All right. I'm going to wet this thing and kind of squeeze it out a little bit to see if we can get that a little bit better. Looking good though. We got one. This one right here came right off the bottle. All right, one thing I did not take into consideration, this is clear. You can buy this transfer paper with white or clear, depending on what you're putting on. In this case, I got the clear, but what happens, you lose the white background when you do that because there's no white ink. So anything white, it figures it's going to use the white on the paper you use, and I didn't calculate that, but it still looks pretty cool. I mean, using that wet, just wiped it out really good. So that worked good, and that's the original label there. But it still looks good. Now, what we have here is the 3 bottles that I melted together. 3 Bull Rock bottles melted together and melted perfect all the way down on both sides. What we're going to do is I actually cut them small, the small ones to go inside here like this. But the only problem is we're going to lose that white background. We could get the white paper and do it, but I think this is going to pretty much do what we want to do anyway. So we're going to put water in this, do the same thing we just did on that bottle, and wipe it out, then pull it, well, get it wet, pull the back out, stick it to it, and we should be good. If you set it on a white counter, it would look good. But anyway, it's going to be cool. And here we go. All right, to show you the difference, what we have here is a white coffee mug, and I'm pulling it out from behind, so I can feel the glue on it. But what we'll have to do now is kind of go in here and even that up. But as you can see, now you got the white background on it. But we'll be putting the other one together in just a second here. But we'll do the same thing with this one. We're going to wet it down and pull around just a little bit here. Wet a towel and just kind of squeeze all any imperfections out and smooth it up. It's looking pretty good though. I think this will work out good. All right, stay tuned. All right, everybody, we are done. Almost anyway. I'll explain that in a second. But like I said, the person saw this nice little cool bottle slump I did on 3 Corona bottles for serving tray for peanuts, press, whatever. And they said, well, man, my husband loves Bold Rock, this beer right here. Well, this beer right here. And they said, can you do it with that one? I said, let me look at, come to find out, this is a plastic label where Corona is a painted label. Anytime you got a painted label, it will actually fuse into the glass. But when it's a plastic label, that would burn off in 1300 degrees when you do a slumping. So what we end up deciding to do is get some, it's called inkjet water slide paper. I took a picture of the label and actually printed it on the printer and transferred it to a little process. I won't get into all the process I have to do, but transferred it onto it. But as you see right there, I'm having to put white behind it to see it because this is clear. So what happens, you can either get white or clear. So just out of curiosity, if you get, there's no white ink in a printer. So you, just like these t-shirts right here, that's a clear background. If you got a white background, this whole background will be white. I'd cut it out. So you either got to get clear or white. But they call it for dark colors and for light colors. It says for dark colors, it's because it's going to have a white background. Now, we could have done that to show you the difference, though. As you can see here I did one on the glass here. You see it's no white behind that. So if you got the white background, what you have to do is come in here and actually cut this out perfectly. And even around here, right there, as you can see a little gap, that would be white behind it. So you'd actually have to cut that out. It'd be a little bit harder to do, but you could do it. You had to cut that little piece out there, but you could do it, but a little bit harder. But I think they're gonna be happy with the way we got it down. As you said, like I said, I cut. This is the second one of these cut. This is the actual beer bottle. Then we cut the top off, clean it up, and it's like use drinking glass now, which is pretty cool. This is actually a wine bottle that I actually cut off, cleaned up, and I actually put the original label back on here. When you peel the label off, I use hot water. Peeled the label off and stuck it on here. It was really still sticky, so it stuck really well. So I think that's okay too. But that is the water slide with the ink on it right here, which has been painted over with some paint, so the ink is not exposed anymore. So that's pretty cool. And we actually tried a little coffee cup too, which turned out really cool too. And as you see, this is what you see in the white background. You see you got the everything's white everywhere versus this. But it works. You got to make do and kind of make adjustments here. But anyway, I think that's going to cover it. We got it all done, what we want to do. Be pretty cool. Now you can, and the instructions on this water slide paper say you can go and spray the clear enamel on top of anything else just to kind of reseal it again. I probably won't do it on a glass, but I probably, since they're going to be serving something here, I may coat this and may coat the outside of this just for protection purposes. Still probably need to hand wash this stuff versus in a dishwasher. But anyway, we're going to take this and give it back to her. We'll probably put everything in a nice little gift box here with this right here. Pretty cool. It's going to turn out really good. All right, well, I appreciate everybody coming along. I hope you all enjoyed that. And if you got any projects you want to do, I'll try to put a link down below for some of this stuff right here and all that I bought. But it is pretty cool. It's fun to do. All right, appreciate everybody coming along. Don't forget to click the like, comment below, share, subscribe to the Gigmaster. You never know what we'll be doing next, so stay tuned.